If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Like we are going to demo today this bank account management part. Okay, so let me quickly show you the configuration again. So if you just go to SPRO, financial supply chain management. Let me see what is in our materials, right? Overview cash management, then we have cash management 2. We have completed up to here, right? Manual memory codes. Okay, so we have
Yes,
not yet started.
we did the overview, and so last time you told me that we will start with the BAM, bank account management, to be able to do the next. So in this case, you can go directly to BAM.
Perfect, fine. So let me quickly, bank account management is here actually module. This presentation, including examples, images, and references, are provided for informational purposes only. Complying with all applicable copyrights laws is the responsibility of the user. Without limiting the rights under copyright, no part of this document may be reproduced, stored, or introduced into a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means. Credits shall be given to the images taken from the open source and cannot be used for promotional activities. So now moving to the agendas for today. So we will try to create one a house bank, and we will see how this is triggering the workflow. Okay, BNK CLM bank light. Okay, so these are the basic business function which you need to activate. So let me just Google it. SW something is the transaction code where you can check the business function. Hope you know that. Do you know where can we check this business function active or not? ASF.
Yeah, the transaction. Yes, I know the transaction. Yeah, of course, yeah. SFW5. Yes, I know it.
If you just /n, you just go to the home page now. So related to, it's little slow. If you just expand accounting, financial supply chain management, so all the daily use transactions you can see here. Cash and liquidity management. So everything is here. Memory codes. If you have to post the memory codes, so create memory code. Okay. Yesterday, I guess, posted one memory code. So like that, you can create the memory code. You, if you wanted to display it, you can just simply, I had created one, so it will be visible. Okay, so like that you can see here. Okay. So not, the intention was not to show you the memory codes posting. The intention was like most of the things you can just, if you try to explore the path now, so simply you can get those transactions, not to remember everything. So that's the main intention to show you this. So now coming back to SPRO configuration. Where is SPRO? Here. So here in cash and liquidity management, and if you just expand this general settings, so last time, if you have noticed, like basic settings, we have this basic scope enabled, but now I have enabled the full scope and activate via workflow and request grouping. So grouping will be done at company code level. So let me just give you again the brief about what is the functionality of enabling the full scope and basic scope. So if just you want to use the bank account management as we used to handle it in the previous version, like older version ECC system and all. So in the same way, you can also use with the basic version, basic scope. Okay. And second important thing is basic scope does not require to buy separate license. Okay. So, and how we were creating the bank account. So we were having the NWBC transaction code. There you can just navigate and it will take you to the Fury app, right? I don't know, it's a little slow or what is happening.
It was native viewer. It was before S4HANA. So now with S4HANA, we don't need to normally to use this transaction because
Right.
we have a Fury app.
True. Oh, it's not working. I don't know why.
In any case, we don't need to check this part because usually you can check directly.
Actually, there was little significance showing you the same screen via NWBC and so first thing you need to enable if you wanted to use the full version. So in order to use the full version, you need to enable this. This is for BAM Lite version, Fin FSCM BNK. And for BAM full version, you need to enable this business function, Fin FSCM CLM. Okay, means if you wanted to use the cash management also, right? So these two versions should be enabled. And it means people generally don't, if they don't know and they will enable this functionality, so it will like cost the organization. Okay, they will have to pay the license cost if they unknowingly activated this function. So,
but just a quick question with this, with the S4HANA, normally it's a part of S4HANA finance today. So now it's or in S4HANA we can have a basic version or full version.
No, only basic version. It will be there. It will be there, but you won't be able to use the full version if you are not paying the separate license for it. So basically, this is being controlled through this particular screen. Okay. So if you are making it basic version and full scope and basic scope, so you can just enable from this screen. And this full scope is only work once you have activated this business function. If you have not activated this business function, even you will active like enable this full scope, it will not work. I have not checked whether it will allow you to do that or not, but this should ideally not ideally should not work. Okay.
Just a question about this general setting. So this general setting, it was released, I think, since version 70. I forgot 09 because
I guess this is enabled after 1909. I guess probably.
Okay, maybe. So why? Because in my system I have a simple finance with the 1605, if I'm not wrong. I don't have this setting, but by default I have the workflow validation. I don't have the choice to make direct active or dual control or workflow. I have the full scope because in my in my customer, we have this finance and supply chain management activated with the different business function, but we have only the option to activate as a workflow validation. We don't have the other option that you have in bank account activation. We don't have this setting. It's not activated.
Okay. See, like it's a SAP is a very vast area. So suppose somebody has worked on 1909 and they have started working on 2021 version. Okay, so means every year they are releasing new version. Something they have come up with some kind of upgradation kind of functionality even in the 1709 version. Okay, so they can enable something and we will not be knowing that. Okay, so that is also possible. But in general, like in full scope, you will have this dual control and workflow you can enable through these settings. And as you are saying, that is not, so this was also my understanding. So I completely agree with you. Like in the previous version, this was not available. Okay.
Yeah, so, all the setting, all this general setting, it doesn't exist in financial supply chain management. All this general setting, we don't have it. So if I display my system, you will see that I don't have at all this setting, but I have the workflow validation activated by default.
I don't know how that is possible, but probably they might have done some.
So it's possible because of configuration, because in previous version, as you said, in previous version, we didn't have this setting. So it's why it's a little bit normal. If you want, I can share my screen and I show you what I have, and we can compare quickly just to see. I need to connect why. Okay, is here. Give me just to compare, because it's interesting to see also what is different between different versions. So sometimes, as you said, there are some upgrades. So yeah.
In 2017, I worked on a 1610 implementation project. Okay, so I did not see this option in that one.
Okay, so
was not available.
But the workflow, it was available or not?
No, it was not available actually.
Okay. So in any case, we can activate workflow if we have FSCM. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up, loading actually. 1 second, just yeah. Now I can see.
Okay, let me show you. If I go in financial supply chain management, I have so in my system, I have bank communication management. So we use the workflow for bank communication management. And if I go to cash liquidity, as you can see, I don't have the setting with market data. I don't have it. But in BAM, I have the workflow. It's activated here. So
okay. This is basically, if this link is available, you can enable the workflow.
Exactly. And it's this one, FCLM, it's activated with the old workflow, because we have a new workflow. We have a new workflow, and this one is activated. And if it's activated, I have also the other point, and yeah. So this is different. What is so even if I don't. Even if I don't have the setting here, I can activate the workflow for BAM.
Yes. Even if you are activating this event now, so the workflow you can enable. Correct.
Yes, exactly.
This is the important technical things. Even I'm struggling to activate this for my bank communication management in this system, and this is little technical things. So
yeah. Okay, so I give you the screen again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
So like this is under full scope. If you try to activate workflow with basic scope, it will not allow you to save. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It should be empty. It should be empty when it's basic scope. Yeah. If it's not empty.
This should be empty. This should be empty actually. If
even
you
the
try to,
activation.
yeah.
I think even the activation should be empty.
Cache request integration. Okay, this one it is asking to remove this checkbox. Okay, so
Okay.
if I, yeah, so these all things are not available in your basic scope. So we need to keep this setting. So like as I mentioned last time, like enable snapshot. So if you wanted to get the visibility of your past data, so you need to enable the snapshot. Okay.
So the snapshot is more for historical data.
Historical data. Right.
So if I don't activate it, I will have only the current cache position,
Yeah.
but I will not have the historical data. Okay.
Yes, yes. Even there is a possibility if you wanted to, sometime if you have enabled this snapshot and you wanted to delete it, so that is also possible. Okay, so that you can do. So let me show you one screen.
Yeah, because with the historical data, we maybe it will take a lot of memory.
True. So means you have the better clarity on it, whether you really required it or not required it. So sometimes you require to have the visibility of your liquidity and cash from the past period. So in that case, you can enable it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So this is what you can, and enable cache request integration. So cache request means if you managing your cache management accounting, so in that case you require to enable it. So means you can do the cache pooling and all, enabling this button. Just let me open it so you can see. With the customizing, you can define the following basic settings for cash and liquidity management. Verify the scope of cash and liquidity management. The basic cash management capability. Full scope, SAP S/4HANA Finance and Cash Management capability. So this is the basic difference between basic and full scope. And define how you want to group the change request for maintaining payment approvers for multiple bank accounts in bank account management. Okay, if you wanted to group, so this is something related to your payment, means BCM. Okay, so this setting is not relevant for the basic cash management capability. It is only relevant when you use workflow processes with bank account management. Okay, and change request.
No, it's clear.
Change request grouping. So it will create a single change request and group your all the, means you can see group into a single change request, group by company code. So all the changes at a time which is happening, so you can group together at company code level. Means if you have multiple company codes, so you wanted to group by company code, so that you can enable group by account type. So I will show you account type like current account or financial account. So we have multiple account types now in S/4HANA.
Just a quick question about the grouping. If I create, for example, 5 bank account, the system will group 5. If all of them are for the same company code and the grouping is at company code level, so it means that I will have one request for the 5 accounts.
Correct.
Even if
Correct.
I create the
In
first one, and after that I create the second one, and third one, and first one, and so on, at the end, the
generally,
system, he will.
generally this is when required now, when you are doing the cutover activities. Okay, if you are migrating all the house bank in the new
Yeah.
system, so
Mm,
at that point of time you should enable this feature. Otherwise you should like keep one by one. Okay, you need, once you have created one house bank, so that should get approved separately, the other one should get approved separately. Okay,
mm,
but if
okay.
once you are doing it for the cutover activity, the complete migration of house bank master data, so in that situation, you should ideally select company code level. So suppose someone will review all the house bank created in the system all together. Okay. And if they will find that there is some issue, they will correct it, or they will, like, I will show you, there is a features like you can reject, you can return, you
Mm,
can approve. So means all, not only rejection possible, even return is also possible. Means somebody can
okay.
correct, do the correction and send it back for approval again.
Mm, okay.
Okay, so dependencies, depending on how you define workflow approvers, you have chosen either of the following ways to define the responsibilities for the workflow approvers. If you define approvers using teams and responsibilities, in manage teams and responsibilities, so when this teams and responsibility means now, if your HR module is also integrated, right? So I'll show you later, like what is the uh, responsibilities of rules and used in the workplace steps. So this part I will discuss later. Anything important here? Nothing. Just let me just go back. Okay. Groupings, activation modes of bank accounts revision. So these settings, basic cash management capability revision that are made in the basic cash management capability. So like, so you were saying activation link now. So you can find there two options. One is for making, for creation, and other option I will show you in the system. Other is for, say, when you are making any changes, then also it will trigger the workflow. Okay, enable
Mm,
snapshot. This is setting is not relevant for the basic. After you switch off this function, make sure that you clean up all historical data. So how you can clean up all historical data? So you can see, if you wanted to switch off, FQM delete. So I will show you FQM delete, what it basically does. So FQM delete, let me just show you.
it will delete the historical data, all the historical data. No?
Yes, I'll show you. Then it will give you better clarity, and even we will
Okay.
try to do some deletion also. Here you can see what source of application data you wanted to delete. Okay, and also like basically I was showing you last time one table, a QM flow.
Yes.
Okay, it does nothing but it deletes all the data from FQM flow.
Mm,
Okay, so definitely if there is no data in FQM flow, then you will not find anything there in your
but
table.
why we
Mhm.
have a different source applications? So why we are selecting from BKPF, for example? So I don't understand the. I can see that we are selecting from BKPF. In our case, we are not removing anything from the accounting. No.
Yes, yes, yes. So you have this option now, snapshot cleanup.
The other one, it's not flag for deletion. It's for another thing. Okay.
See, you have multiple option here, deletion type. You can
Okay.
see based on selecting the radio button, the screen is also getting changed here, right?
Mm,
If I just click on delete, so you can, like, transaction date, you can also uh, keep as a parameter for filtering out the data. Okay. So you have
Okay.
multiple way of deleting this data. Okay. So
but in this case, when we delete data, we don't delete it from BKPF. The previous option, not the snapshot clean up, the flag option, flag for deletion or the other one.
no, sometimes like you might require, we have done some testing, suppose, okay, but we do not want to keep that data, or suppose during the testing, okay, you in the cache management, we have so many options are available. Let me just show you, like planning level, planning group, all these things we are setting up, right? But suppose we identified key there is some data which is incorrectly flowing in the report. Okay.
Okay.
So what will you do? So later on you realize that this part should not be, the payables should not reflect as a payables. It should be a part of say receivables. Okay. If I just open the grouping and planning level, so you group by GL code, you have the planning level links to it. So what you do, so suppose you are doing the testing, but for correction, what will you do? You will remove all the old data. So basically, all the tagging will get deleted. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
there is one transaction code, which means you can just regenerate.
We will delete only the data for cache management. We will not delete apostle, for example.
Sorry, come again. I did not hear you.
We will delete only data about cache management. We will not delete the posting.
Correct. Absolutely right. Yeah. So you can delete it and you can regenerate the data again.
Okay.
Using this one, you can regenerate the data.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So suppose like you have done some posting. Okay. So you have one invoice posted. So I'm saying INV1 with planning level, say planning level P1, group 1. Okay. So what you did, you realize, and later you change the config. Invoice 1, you updated with P2 and made it group 2. Okay. So this is like what this is doing is, this is causing the incorrect reporting. What will you do?
Okay.
You will run this transaction, you will delete the data. Okay. Means as you do the practice once, sometimes I also don't remember. So what I do, I just do the practice, then I understand, okay, what information, what data it is deleting from that table. Okay. So which data it is deleting, means based on, we have multiple option, delete option available, right? Initial load, as you can see. So you need to create a query and you can delete with that query. So query like SQL query, and you just keep the name of that SQL query here. Okay, assign the query. I'll show you in this step now. So you'll find like there is option to write the query, and you just assign the query and click, and it will push all the data from BSEC tables to that FQM flow table.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how it works.
Okay, thank you.
We will do some testing, so you will understand it better. Okay, so sorry, we missed the flow. So like this is basically, you can delete the data and you can regenerate the data using this transaction again. FQM flow. Again,
so if you come back to BAM, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, in the cash account management, cash and liquidity, transfer. Migrate house bank accounts, migrate settings for. So, okay, this is not useful for now. Okay, let us go back to BAM. settings. So that's why it is saying if you do not want to use this functionality, snapshot functionality, so you need to first delete the data. Okay, current system is saying you that.
And just a quick question. So if we are making a migration, can we, for example, at the first time put a basic setting with the direct activation for BAM, and after that we will start to make a workflow. But the first migration we will do it directly by direct validation. We can we change this in the production? Can we change it in at a moment we have direct activation, and another moment we will switch to workflow? At any time, can we change it or not?
No, generally like this kind of experiment we do in the lower system, right? Means quality, development, sandbox.
Yes.
So then, yeah, please go ahead.
So my request, it was if we can change it in the current year, we start, it can be, for example, for a migration, we start in a new system, we'll make the configuration with the basic setting, and after we make migration, we will do full scope with the workflow validation.
See, I have not come across any such scenario, but in here I will show you. Let me just open the Fury app. Okay. In this system only, what I did, I first, you remember like earlier it was like basic settings, right? Basic scope. But now I changed this to full scope. So here, if I just open you CSS3, okay. So company code, I have created few house bank. Okay, so here you can see initially when we were having the basic scope enabled, so that point of time I created this house bank, and you can see the status is active. Okay,
yeah,
but the other one, like it's inactive. When I made it full scope, enable the full scope, so I guess it is possible, but what would be the technical challenge? You can only learn when you are actually doing these things in the test system. But your answer would be like you can do that.
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yes.
I see what your point. Okay.
So I guess this is new. This looks like a new latest version. So this was earlier not available. Enable bank account contract types. So this functionality
which ASCORE version we have in this, you have in this system? If you go to
like
it,
maybe
it is
2021, something like that, I guess. One second.
System status. Yeah, I think it should be the last version. It's why you have something that a star product version. So we have 2021. It's the last version. Okay. In any case, each year we need to learn many things.
The way now they are releasing now, before 2015 was kind of very much stable system, but now every year they are releasing new version. So it's very much important to stay updated.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I also not have used this this functionality, but it looks like enable something maybe related to contract accounting, FICA related integration is there.
To FEC, yes, maybe, yeah.
Account contract, bank account contract types. So it looks like that. Let me just quickly read the documentation.
Yeah, but it's not an issue. This one, I think FECI is only for some companies. So it's not a usual sub-module that we use for account receivable.
Okay. And
This one is not relevant for batching. This option allow you to customize the bank closing process, bank account closing process, and user interface tabs.
Bank account review. Okay. For more information.
It's context special.
You use this indicator to enable bank account contract types for bank account management. By default, then it will not set. Define contract type for bank accounts. Once enabled, by enabling bank account contract types, you are then able to perform the following functions. Contract type for bank accounts. Probably that is also possible related to treasury.
Yes, it's related to treasury because maybe you have a special contract and we can have them in the system as a master data. So,
Yes,
yeah.
because many times we use for different purpose, like as a counterparty or something like that. We are making the investment. Okay, so that is also.
So yeah, we can skip this point. It's not.
Let me go to some other room. Sorry. My just reached to my place. So okay, so let us close this button. So now let us expand this node. Bank account, here we have basic settings. So define number range for change request. If I just open this one, so we have this number. Once you create any button and workflow is enabled, so this will be tracked through a number. So this number gets assigned there. Okay, I will show you like.
This one is it created by default by the system or we need to create it the first time?
No, generally like we maintain it like this only. So it is also cutover activity.
Okay. So if this number is, if we finish this one, we can create, for example, 02.
Yes, like here we have the assigned number range. Okay, so generally it's like 0101, but it's not allowed. So we can, once we will have this 02, so we can try this one.
We can create a new entry. Okay.
So this is related to once you create the bank account, so it assigns automatically the bank technical ID. Let me show you that. Technical ID, as you can see, technical ID is 588.
Yes.
So after that also we have created few more. So it will be 592. So it has so many account has been created afterwards. Automatically this is being assigned. And let me just quickly show you one more thing. Inbox.
This is it's for a bank account, and before bank account, we need to create a house bank and
Yes,
manage
yes.
manage also hierarchy. We manage also an hierarchy now in house bank.
So many new features are there in S/4HANA. Okay, I'll
Mhm.
show you. So what I was trying to show you, like once you have created any house bank and that is not approved, so that you can track through. This 130 is the latest one, but see, some is pending for approval and assigned requested ID is 121.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mm.
like that it happens. Again, let me just okay. Now after that, let me just go to the next step. So define technical ID, then define settings for bank account master data.
Mm.
So here we have different type of accounts. So here, if I just open one of the house bank, maybe for 1710, go. Let me open any. See here, sorry.
I can see account type 09, check in
09 in related to
10,
lockbox.
yeah. Lockbox, yeah. We can have a different account, a current account. Usually we have the current account, yeah.
Basically, in general, like your 01 account is used for in and out flow of your money from the account. So this is for that purpose. We use this current account. Okay.
And
Other like. Mhm.
My point is the link to workflow validation. We can maybe activate workflow validation only for one or two type of account type, and not for the other one. We can do it like this or not?
No, I think this will be applicable for all, but I have not explored for other account type.
You know, when in the workflow, when you assign to users to each step of the workflow, you can also determine which account type are concerned.
Yes.
And normally, my doubt is if I don't put a special account type in the workflow, it will be validated automatically, even if we have a full version. Even if we have full version, but if we don't select all the account type, we will not have it in the workflow. I have a doubt about it, but we can see it when we will see the workflow. We can see it after.
Yes. So like bank statements, approvers, approver group.
The approvers that we have here, it's for a payment. It's not for, isn't it? It's not for the bank account. It's for payment.
This is for payment.
Okay, perfect.
Related to BCM, you can say, in short. But I do not see any restriction at account type level. We can disable, like we can enable.
No, if you go to the next, which one? No, not a basic setting. If you come back to the SPRO, we have maintained the event. We have maintained the event type. This is for this one. We need to have our BO and it's I don't know it by heart, but I have it. I have it in my notes, so it should be FCLM. FCLM.
Yeah, FCLM.
FCLM underscore CR. BO.
CLM, I remember. 1 second, let me just check. So FCLM CR for
Ah,
creation.
for example, in my case, I have just the first one is activated. In my version in Simple Finance, I don't have the second one. It's not activated in my case. So, but in the latest version, we can see that we have two workflow, and we should use only the second one in the latest version.
Right. But this is only for during the time of creation. But if you wanted to enable it during the time of change, so there is a different workflow.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly the code because this settings is generally done by the.
It should be also FCLM something, no? FCLM, okay. As you can see, the second one it's linkage. If you double click, it's and the other one it's not the case. Yeah.
Yes.
So my point is when you go, if you come back and go to the next point is to assign the role responsibility. And when you execute this one and you put the rule number, it's 678 something I forgot. It's
just
700.
excuse me for a minute. Sorry, just excuse me for a minute.
Yes. Of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. You're saying something?
Yes. You can find the number. It's normally start by 7430006, something like this.
You're talking about this rule number?
If you come back, can you come back to Spro? It's not this one. If you put the description, you will find what is the
Yes. Here you can find that number.
In the second one, not this one. Yes, this one we have the workflow validation, but in the second one description, you will have the responsibility. Yes, you have the responsibility rule. So it's cash management, cash special. So if you display the first one, for example.
Yes. Correct. Cash manager reviewer. So basically you need to have this role to review it. This role. Correct.
Yes.
So that is.
If you execute it and display this one, 740, perfect. If you take the first one, I don't know who created, for example, if you display
You
the
mean
first
display?
one,
Yeah.
yeah. And normally here we can add like here they
Okay,
put
okay, okay.
star, they put star
Okay.
for everything, but we can put only the account type that we want, 01, 02, 0. It can be just one of them or all of them. So we can choose which one that we want to add.
Correct. Yeah. So this rule you can even create yourself also. So I'll explain you in the BCM part, like if I just scroll down here, BCM part. Okay. So
Okay.
I try to create a release strategy rule. Okay. So here basically assign role to release steps. So here suppose BNKINI. This is the
Yeah.
initiator object.
In
So what
BCM, you
happens?
create, sorry. Yeah, it was just a point. In BCM, you create your own rule, but in BAM, you have the standard one normally.
Yes. True. Correct. So here like assign whoever is assigned to this role will be able to approve, review it. So let me just quickly open this one. You are absolutely right. You are correct. So if I just open here, did I
So
copy it?
maybe in my system, I have just the three first one, and each one, if the first one validate the first cache manager, the second one cache specialist should validate it, and a
Correct.
key user, and the key user should check the configuration before he validates the bank account, because if we create a bank account, doesn't mean that we have already all the configuration for payment, for outgoing payment, and for bank for EBS, electronic bank statement.
Right.
So
So
key
so here we have like yes, we have this will be the approver. This ID will be the
exactly,
approver. Yes,
exactly.
correct. So even you can see here, once you have initiated the workflow, and if you just go to the transaction, so let me show you my send request. If I just click here, so you can see he is the processor.
The
Okay.
approver, yeah, the processor or the approver.
Yes, correct. Enable payment approval.
This is some to change the logic now.
No,
This is
actually,
BT. This is BT. So if we want to change the logic for BAM,
yes. How can we change once again? Edit, maybe edit. BC set.
I think if we want to change something, we will take the standard functional module and we will put a specific one. If you want for BAM to change something in the logic.
Correct. So let us create one house bank. So how can we create the house bank and what are the features available in house bank? So let me just go back. So here you can create the bank key. Okay. So bank key, what generally it represents? Your bank branch. So either you can just double click on go. So it will display all the bank key already created or available. Okay. You can even further drill down like under this bank key, you can see what are the house bank has been created under this bank key. So this is your bank key. Under this bank key, and even if you just click here, so you'll see this information, region, street, this bank branch. So all this information you can see. And this is the house bank which has been created under this bank key. So I hope you must be knowing all these things. So bank key basically is representing the branch location. Okay, branch related information. Key, where is your house bank? Branch information. So address detail you can say, or even SWIFT code, or sometimes for some country specific, you have to maintain some account details. So like it is also like you can see through transaction code FI01. So let me open this, the same one, this one here. Basically, you can create the bank key and you put these informations like state, city, branch location, in which country. So all those information, region. So all those information you fill in the bank key. And with reference to bank key, you create your house bank. So suppose you have one bank, Bank of America in this location. So branch location is this. So you are capturing the address detail in bank key. And then at let me just open this one, house bank, BOAI2 in SAP. So I don't think it will be new for you, but I'll just give you a brief idea.
Yes, we have big two to make it in mass. Do you know the transaction big two?
This is for mass.
Big two. Can you call the transaction big? BIC2. C, not big, two, like this. Do you have it in the system? Yes, for example, in our system, we receive from SwiftNet reference a file, and we update all our big data with this transaction.
Okay. Fine.
But the file, we receive it from SwiftNet, so it's a standard file from Swift.
So you mean like instead of FF underscore 05, we can use this transaction, right? So this is for bank reconciliation, or what purpose?
It's not a bank statement.
Mm-hmm.
We receive big. It's a branch as you explained
Okay.
me. It's the branch account, because Swift now all have information about all banks. So Swift send us a file with all bank address, and with this we can update FI01 or FI02. It's a transaction, so it's not for a bank statement. It's for master data bank big.
Okay. Fine. Thank you for clarifying. So like sometimes like we have custom country code specific
Yes.
settings requirements. So you need to put, means sometimes SWIFT code might be a mandatory field, bank account, bank number is mandatory field. So in that case, these details are filled, otherwise we just ignore it. So like once you have created the bank key, then you have this house bank transaction, FI12. So you can search for your company code, say 1710, and under 1710 you have all the house bank list created. And what we were looking for BOA 12. So BOA 12. So you can just see read access only. So here, like in S4HANA, we have the read access only. We cannot link this house bank with account ID. So for doing that, we require to have the Fury access. But the main important part is Fury, bank manager, cash manager can directly create through Fury app, not required any transport request or anything like that. They can link this house bank and account ID and this CL account assignment, and it does not require any transport request now. It has become kind of master data in S4HANA. So that's why it requires the dual validation or workflow. When somebody is creating the data, then next person should be able to approve it. So like that. So this information, all information is coming from bank key. And we have linked this house bank, and in a house bank, suppose we have one account, say this is my bank account number. So we will link house bank with account ID and providing the bank account number, currency details, and main GL account. Okay. So this we can do through Fury app. So let me quickly create one bank key here. Here we have the option, apart from display, we have the option to create the bank key. So have you created bank key, house bank, and all through Fury app at present?
No, bank key. ID, house bank ID. I created them in SAP directly in SAP GUI. But only bank account manager, bank account, bank house account. I created. Sometimes I created in Fury, but not bank key and.
Okay.
This is I didn't do it because we do it in the configuration for house bank bank ID. We do it in directly in the configuration.
Okay.
And we because in this case can you create a house bank ID directly in Fury app?
Yes. We can create everything. So I'm going to show you the complete process now.
Because house ID is still a configuration, that we need to release in each system.
No, we can directly create through Fury app now here. Okay, in Fury we can directly.
I'm not talking about bank accounts, house bank account. I'm talking about bank house bank ID, the first part.
You are talking about this part, correct?
House bank. No, not the bank account ID. House bank. I'm talking about a house bank. Yes,
house bank.
This part is we cannot create in Fury. We need to create in SAP GUI.
No. We can create now everything. All this configuration we can do it in Fury app. So let me quickly show you.
Okay, so we don't need to make it in a transport request and release it in each system. Okay.
No, not required.
I thought it was only.
But one thing is still required. Let me just open FPZP. Okay, so here in FPZP, we have, apart from this house bank config, so we have this intermediary outgoing or incoming GL linkage.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a configuration for outgoing, outgoing payment.
So this will be the part of configuration only.
But if you go to a house bank, it's not necessary to do it. Okay, I thought that the house bank should always the last step. House bank. Okay, okay. So
let
can you
me
create?
Yeah. So let me quickly create it. Then it will give you better visibility. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll just click on create directly. I'm going to create the bank key. So you can see here, I'm not getting the option to create house bank. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, but just hold for a minute, then you will have a different. So
this is just FE01 bank key. Okay, and after that you will create house bank. Okay.
Yeah. See, you can create from here. Okay, I'll show you. Don't worry. So you have this bank, like as we used to create the bank key through FI01. Same way we can create from Fury app also. Okay, same fields are appearing here. But other than that, we have some other fields. Like if you have the bank rating, so you can provide the bank rating, like doing the investment with this bank, how much good, or we can take the decision. This all are just for information. Okay, this like bank group. So it belongs to a group. So you can assign the same group to multiple bank key. Okay, bank category. So it's an external bank or standard bank, technical bank. So this kind of, these all are informative kind of data. You don't require to mandatorily fill this entry, and you won't see here in your FI01 transaction. This fields you won't see, like this risk information, then bank category, bank group. So this information is not available. Bank group is available. This bank category is not available. Okay. So I'm just trying to make it city something like that 002. Okay. I'm going to create a Citibank branch. So I will copy the same details. I'm not going to, because I don't have much idea about US. So I'm just copying the same. This is all informative. If you don't fill it, then also it will allow you to save. But anyway, like city, bank, new branch or something like that, you can taste or something. Whatever is the branch name, you can just provide the branch name here. Once I will save it, what I will find is like we are getting the option to create house bank. Let's see if maybe this is already existing. Let me see the error. Bank already exists. Let me see. It is available. Not available. Okay. As soon as I have saved the data, you can see this house bank creation option is available now. So this is what you are asking, right? Whether we can create the house bank through Fury app or not.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yes, exactly.
So under this bank key, it will try to, if you click on house bank, so it will try to create the house bank under this bank key. So see here, this create delete button is disabled here. What I will do, I'll just click on edit. I'll click on create now. So you can just put the 1710 and you can just make it CT one something like that. If it will exist, then it will throw error. Then if you scroll down, so you can provide the communication details and this is not mandated bank number, account number you need to fill. So this is suppose your account number. Okay. Company number, this is all related to registration detail, ISO code if it is required. Otherwise, you can just ignore other information. For DME, this is required for DME. If in case bank is asking such details in order to process payment, then you require to put this information. Otherwise, this is not mandatory information. Okay. So you just partner EDI, partner profile, this is required for ISC related information. Okay, like ISC, as you know, is a virtual bank. So you have the central bank, and then you create to suppose one bank is the main bank, and second is your kind of second company code is processing all the payment through, or say company code one is processing on behalf of two, all the payments and receiving and all. So you require to create the company code 2 as a subsidiary business partner for company code 1. So once we will come to that ISC session, so we will understand that this EDI partner profiles is required. This is more of technical things, but for the time being, just try to save the details. Okay. So here you can create it. Here error in creating the house already exist. Okay, you are getting this error. You can see how you can check the errors also. So you have created the house bank, right? And now you can see this information in this report here also. If you just come here, city 2 will be available here also. See, this is now reflecting in this node, correct? Once we have created.
I have just one question. So in our system, it's made by a transport request. How can we choose to make it by a transport request or make it just as a master data like this?
1 second. I believe this option is always available. Table transport. Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, but the point is today, if I create an entry, by default, the system asks me a transport request. This is my point. But so maybe in a new version, it's optional like this, because in my case, it's I think it's not optional. We need to create the in-depth system. I cannot create it directly in production. It's not. I'm talking just about house bank.
But like in this latest version, now you can directly create in production. So this will be considered as a part of master data. No longer will be treated as a configurational part.
For bank account is the case. It's like a master data, and we maintain this directly in production, for example. But for house bank, for this part, it's transport. So yeah, maybe in our version, it's not the last. Yeah, it's so in the future it will be just by default a master data. Okay.
See,
I don't know if there are an option to make it mandatory with the transport or without a transport.
Yes. This is always possible. 1 second, let me just tell you one thing. There is one transaction code, okay, where you can make it just enable this getting saved into master data, or getting saved as a master data, or you wanted to store in a transport request. So there is, if you have heard about OKB9 transaction, and OB52 transactions. Okay. So you can just search OB52 SAP, not modify.
OB52 is for
Opening and closing your fiscal period.
yes, yeah. So you mean it's the same table is
No. I'm saying this will be, see, this is some transaction. Okay. You can see here, read, change, delete, insert, read, change, display.
we change directly the view in the standard view. We change the parameters in the standard view.
Correct. So if you change the settings now, so this, okay. Now I got the answer. Let me go to SOBJ transaction. So here in SOBJ, what you can do now, in any transaction, you wanted to make it, it doesn't ask you for transport request or will ask you for transport request. So you can control through SOBJ transaction. 1 second, let me just open SOBJ transaction. Not even for this part, even for other transaction also. So here, like whatever is the view related to it. So you can check the view, always F1, pressing F1 and so this will be your view. Okay. So what you can just go and do. See, I have done this activity many times, but even to do this activity, I need to follow such Google help. So current settings. Once you do this current settings, it will not ask you for transport request. Let me show you.
Okay, I understand.
SOBJ, where did I open the SOBJ transaction? I'm not really sure. Position. Here you can see current settings is tick is not there. Transport, automatic transport. See, manual transport. You hope you got my answer, right? Got the answer.
Yes. So we need to do it by this transaction. Okay, perfect. It's clear for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. So like we have created the house bank here. Now we can, if you just scroll down, you just go back. Okay. Once you have created the house bank, so it will be visible here. Now this contact info. So means if somebody is responsible for this house bank, so you can provide the contact information. Okay, so these are the new things coming up in this S/4HANA version, the latest version. Related branches. So if there are multiple branches which are related to each other, so you can just interlink all of them. Okay. Bank service mapping, it's again related to treasury, like investment and all such kind of functionality, default partners. And at the end, you have the change history log. So if you just see here, this house bank, when we have created, who has created, and when it has got created. So you can see 12/04/2022. Is that make sense? So you have the complete history of this house bank created details. If you make any changes, so you will see in the history, like one new line is coming up, and you can see like what new value, what old value was there, and it will have the log. Okay.
Yes.
So these are the new functionality available in S/4HANA. It was not earlier available. So suppose you wanted to add the contact info. So you need to go to the edit mode. Then you manage contacts, click on manage contacts, and you can add the contacts here. So likewise, if you wanted to If you wanted to create another house bank, you can just click on create and you can create another house bank under the same bank key, city 003. Okay. If you have multiple bank account in same branch, so you can create multiple house bank there in that case. Related branches, I told you. So like if there is any related branches, so you can create as a group and you can link all of them. This is all reporting purpose, nothing for not meant for other
because
purpose.
I think in the reporting purpose, we can have a hierarchy for the banks. No?
Correct. So see here, like there are so many new functionalities are available in S/4HANA. So even you can add in a hierarchy. So if you just click on this app now. So I don't know how to create the hierarchy, but if you select one bank, okay.
It's a simple thing. We have for example a group of bank with all branch that we can have for the same bank, you know, because we can have many branch, and sometimes we can have some banks. We use a bank as a central bank for other banks. So we can make a hierarchy for this and assign each house bank to the hierarchy.
I'll show you. Like if you just go to this manage, you see we have gone into this one. Okay, first we create the key through this manage banks. Then we means we have the navigating option available here. Okay, so means even we have not even in this app we are not getting option to create the house bank directly. But once you have created the house bank, then you go to the edit mode, then you start getting the option to create the house bank. Okay, so it's like that. So it's very smart kind of tool, and now navigating has become easier. Like earlier what we were doing, we used to remember the T codes. Okay, for separate things we need to go to the different transaction code. But here, like it's like here you are now in the manage banks, and from manage banks you can just switch to manage bank accounts directly. So it's like that. So manage bank account hierarchies, manage bank accounts. So if I just go to this manage bank account bank hierarchy view now. So not this one, sorry. Manage bank accounts. So here you will get the option to link to the manage bank accounts hierarchy. One second. Once you select this one and click on this manage bank account hierarchy, so it will allow you to link to a particular hierarchy. So there are 3 hierarchies are available. So you can just select any one of it and you can save it.
Hello? This one is a hierarchy for bank account, okay? Because we can also have a hierarchy for house bank, not for bank account. Okay.
I don't. You're saying for house bank we have different hierarchy? I don't think so. We have manage bank accounts. Manage bank accounts. No, this hierarchy is at this level. House bank plus account ID level. Okay, this is not at house bank level. Generally, you do the transaction at house bank accounts level, right? Means you need to enter house bank plus account ID to do any transaction. So means you require the reporting at the combination level. Means inflow and outflow is happening at your bank accounts level. True. House bank plus account ID, this combination level. Correct? So this is available at this combination level, not at individual, only at house bank level. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Bank
Now,
hierarchy. Can I
sorry.
show you the view that I have just as example?
Yeah. Probably. Sure.
If I can share my screen.
Yes, please.
No, not this one. This one. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
So in my case, for example, I have bank hierarchy, account list, house bank list, and in bank hierarchy, for example, I have this hierarchy of the bank, and this is just house the bank key. This is just a bank key. It's not the bank account hierarchy. It's the bank key, as we can see. Yeah, so yeah, maybe it's it depends of the each business. So for example, I have all the banks and the bank key behind these banks. I don't know if it's the same, or maybe this is a bank account, but I cannot, for example, I cannot create a bank account.
Okay.
I cannot create my bank account if my house bank is not assigned to a specific hierarchy in my system, for example. So
Okay.
this it depends of each business. So maybe yeah, we don't need it always, but yeah, I need to assign my house bank to a specific hierarchy of the before creating the house bank account.
Okay.
So this is a bank account group, and we have a group, and we can create other groups if we want. And after that, I can go and create new bank accounts for a specific house bank and the bank account ID. So it was just to share with you to compare between the systems, because maybe it depends also of the version that we have.
Correct. Maybe this could be the client specific requirement, and you can apply some note, and this feature can be enabled. But to answer your query, like definitely we will be having some app at manage the hierarchy at bank key level. So definitely there will be app if you are showing that things now. So it will be there in the new version also. So bank hierarchy.
And yes, I have also a question. How do we know which Fiori app for each business function, for example, for cash management, not Fiori app, sorry, the rules to assign to user to have access to this Fiori apps? Do you know how can we know, for example, for cash management, which authorization and rules that we need to assign to user to access to this catalog of Fiori app?
Correct. So it's like
Normally there are some standard rules
true.
to assign to a catalog.
But I can show you 1 second. What is so rules? Cash, something like that. Cash. 1 second.
But for
Yeah,
exactly,
cash.
and for Fiori app, we have some rules to assign to a specific catalog or something like this.
Yes. So once you search the app in the app library, Fiori app library. So here you can see The code is F1366. Okay, for manage bank accounts, bank hierarchy. Okay, so the code for this app is this one, because you require to provide the technical app ID to the technical team. They will not understand this manage bank accounts, bank hierarchy. You need to provide this app ID number. Second thing is like to answer your question, information about
Do we have
integration.
the, okay.
So you have this complete information about how can you apply this node. If you just scroll down, installation or data, so all like backend information you can find here, which package and everything you can find here.
And do we have also the authorization?
Yeah, authorization also we do. Technical catalog. So this is your technical catalog.
Ah, okay. So this is the catalog that we need to assign to, okay.
Yeah.
To the user. Okay.
Business catalog, this is the...
And can we change like this all Fury app for example, for cash management? Do we have a list? Can we change with the keyword cash management, all Fury app for cash management? How can we check the list?
That is see cash management. Okay, once again. So all Fury apps in HANA is for HANA, then line of business, something like that.
Okay.
Finance.
Finance, okay.
See.
And we should have everything in finance, okay.
So
okay, we have the name for each Fury app here.
Correct,
we have
correct.
the name.
Generally, once we go for the implementation, so what we search basically, so we get the data gathering, right? So information gathering. So like what is their expectation, what they want, what features they want. So based on that features, we try to explore in Google, taking help of Google, raising the SAP OSS incident. So product manager will respond you if this is the app available, is standard app available. Then you can find some implementation guide, right? Then after that, what you do, you just based on implementation guide, you can just make use of that implementation guide. Then if user is not satisfied with that answer, then you try to do some customization, right? So this is the approach which is applied across like all the projects, right?
Okay.
You have the process overview, like existing process overview from the business user, then their expectations. Okay, and expectations, after expectations, we try to meet the expectations through a standard solution, right? If it does not help, then we try to apply some enhancement, right? Correct. So shall we stop here, or shall we start the next part from upcoming next session? Is that fine?
You want that we stop here? Okay, we can stop here. So when we can make the next session in this case?
Like I have not created the bank account. So, okay. So in the next session, we will complete this configuration. Like we have completed till here. Here we have not linked with the bank accounts. If you try to find, so it's not available. This information is blank. So we will complete this in the next session. Then we'll try to cover a little bit of bank communication management, because bank communication management we just have to touch upon, nothing to go into the deep dive of it. Okay, so
have a nice week next week.
sure. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.